Start date 8621 of the Orion Constellation, our Class C Federation assault space vessel while on patrol in the Orion Constellation retrieves a subspace transmission from Vice Admiral Braxton. Doppler, the communications officer, took the call, decoded it, and alerted Coupe, commander of the Class C assault vessel the Stingray, sir. Subspace transmission from Vice Admiral Braxton. Put it through, said Coupe. An image Vice Admiral Braxton appears on one of Coupe's 4 LCD screens and said, Coupe, you must head over to LMIC 434. There you'll meet Admiral Gazarus. That is all. Braxton out. The screen goes black. The science officer and android turned to Coupe and stated, some claim that negative entities have been associated with some of the stars in the Orion constellation. Other sources claim that the Orion Nebula is a cosmic doorway to infinity, or the realm of the Creator, which transcends the time-space matter universe. Good to know, said Coupe as he gestured with his thumb up. He then connected to the navigational officer's console and passed the data to him. He was alerted of incoming data by 3 beeps. This got his attention. Not feeling like a cadet anymore, plotted in the new course and shouted out, course laid in, sir. Engaged, said Coupe. Coupe continues checking the planetary charts and the ship's matrix, when he observes from the corner of his eye a red flashing light coming from the center console. What's going on, CP-1? asked Coupe. We have a Syrian cruiser coming out of warp. They are traveling in super stealth mode. They are traveling in radio silence, said CP-1. Doppler, hail it, vessel, ordered Coupe. Yes, sir, said Doppler. Doppler tried repeatedly to reach the oncoming ship, but he got no response. He finally turned to Coupe and said, there's no response, sir. But I did notice they powered up their long-range weapons. Okay, put me through, Doppler. I want you to put me through to every screen they have on the ship, said Coupe. Yes, sir, said Doppler. Minutes later, sir, they are scrambling their codes. I can't get through, said Doppler. 42, see what you can do, said Coupe. Doppler, send everything you have on that ship to 2Pi and go to red alert, said Coupe. Yes, sir, said Doppler. 2Pi turned to Coupe and said, sir, they are the negative Syrians. They are considered part of the Orion group that is playing the domination control game. You're on, Coupe, said 42. 42, second in command of the Stingray, is known for his computer savvy, was able to hack the Syrians' ship communication system so an image of Coupe can appear on every monitor on the spacecraft. Stop in the name of the Galactic Federation. That's far enough, buddy. What do you want? Coupe demanded to know. The Syrian cruiser finally opened the lines of communication to the Stingray and replied saying, in an irate tone, I don't have to listen to the feds. I am Lord Tarzan of Betelgeuse. I want your ship. After I take your ship, I will then take your life. 2Pi looked at Coupe and said, there's no negotiating with these guys. These Syrians may be part of the Commodore 2 group. Thank you, 2Pi, said Coupe. Coupe looked at 42 and said, search and destroy. 42 said, going to radio silence. been 7 hours and 16 days since the Stingray has seen any action. The assault vessel is traveling in part the galaxy that is void of stars. The only stars you can see appears as only specks of faint light shimmering in the distance our starry Milky Way. The science officer Tupai pointed out a comet up ahead as the crew gets closer. A faint transmission of a voice of an elderly gentleman penetrates Coupe's Panasonic brain. Commanded, saying, "Coupe, come in, Coupe." The voice becomes clearer as the Stingray approaches the comic. Tupai, researching the comic, referenced it to Earth so Coupe can more understand, pointed out, saying, "Sir, on Earth this object is called Comet Ison." "That's very interesting, Tupai. Tell me more," Coupe said as he tried to drown out the voices in his head. Tupai went on, stating, "It seems to be corkscrewing as it is being pulled by a binary star system orbited by 7 planets and a lot of debris. One of the planets is emitting large concentrate of iron ore residue that is polluting the whole system." The voice in Coupe's head became more demanding, saying, "Coupe, if you can hear me, I want you to repeat after me. Bob's your uncle." 35-0 Delta. Coupe, on a hot mic, repeated the words, saying, "Bob's your uncle." 35-0 Delta. The crew then got up, pulled out their weapon and pointed them at Coupe, and 42. Doppler said, "Hands up." Tau looks at Doppler and asks, "Is this real?" Doppler replies, "Shut the fuck up, Tau." The voice then said, "Repeat after me." "The rain in Spain lies mainly on the plain," Coupe said. "The rain in Spain lies mainly on the plain." The crew holstered their weapons and stood at attention. Coupe looked at the crew and said, "Dismissed." The crew went back to their stations, 42 asking, "What the fuck was that all about?" Coupe said, "We made contact. Give me a minute." Coupe, concentrating on his conscience and asking, "Who are you?" The voice said, I'm Admiral Desirous." An image came over Coupe's screen, saying, "This mission was approved by the Andromeda Council. You will meet your contact on Nibiru. Just ahead. That's where you will dock your craft on the mothership. You will need such a ship for this particular mission. You will have a military escort once you arrive. Take these coordinates to the mothership. Captain Rock is expecting you. Godspeed, Coupe." An image of Captain Rock came over Coupe's console, saying, "Welcome to Nibiru, Coupe." "Thank you," said Coupe. "Once you come aboard, we can get going." An image of Captain Rock appeared on one of Coupe's monitors as the small spacecraft was being locked down in docking bay 6, announcing, "Welcome to the Elm Ultra. I have a crew bus for you crew to take them to their quarters." and a car. You and your pilot. For this mission, you will need a new body. You will be bringing in the most ruthless bunch of Orion since 1954. What happened in 1954? Asked Coupe. A group of Orions tried to use a humanoid to take over the world. After 1942, we thought we had all of them, but they were very busy and some fled. By 1952, we lost a lot of good men trying to arrest them all. It was the worst 2 years I ever spent on Earth. My hope is that I would never have to go back to the penal planet. Dr. Hartford will meet with you in docking bay 6 to debrief you on your mission. The crew retrieved their departure instructions as Coupe was being debriefed by Captain Rock. The crew departs from the Stingray through a portal beneath the tiny craft. A beam of light shot from the Stingray down to the deck floor. The crew floated down in the beam of light. Next, Coupe and last was 42. The crew got into the bus, and Coupe and 42 got into the car. Electromagnets came online, and the car lifted up and took off, hovering down the corridor, pre-programmed to take Coupe and 42 to their quarters. Coupe and 42 caught a short tour of the Elm Ultra, a class ambassador courser, battle-ready and battle-hardened. Coupe and 42 was impressed. 2 hours later in docking bay 6, Dr. Hartford is waiting for Coupe's for debriefing. As he looks over fresh new bodies, making last-minute tweaks and adjustments, Coupe enters docking bay 6 alone. Looking around the bay, he notices Dr. Hartford. Coupe clears his throat. Dr. Hartford, startled, turned to meet Coupe with his hand out, gesturing a handshake. "How are you? I'm Dr. Hartford," he said. Coupe did not respond. Dr. Hartford then gestured with his hand to look this way as he shows Coupe the new bodies. "Your mission is to kill 9 notorious outlaws so we can transport their essence to another body and lock them down. The Greys, Reptilian, and the Nordics will not like it. You killing their leader and all, this will put a wedge in their plans. They've made themselves at home on the penal planet Earth. Braxton speaks highly of you. Let's see if you live up to your reputation. The weapon we will give you will not kill humans. The bullets have a neurotoxin on the tip that renders humans unconscious, but kills aliens. We will take it from there. The authorities will not like it you killing their citizens, so watch your back. Don't get yourself killed. If you do get killed, don't worry. We will take you and place you into a new body. The only thing wrong with the plan is that it takes too much time. And time is one thing we don't have a lot of. If they start piecing clues together, they will go underground. Right now we know their location. What are they wanted for? Coupe asked. 3 are Nordic, 2 are humanoid, and 4 are reptilian shapeshifters. They are responsible for the Dulce incident. They thought they could get away with killing humans. The Andromeda Council did not like that. I will see you in 8 hours. Your car is waiting to return you to your quarters." When Coupe got back to his quarters, he asked to look up the Dulce incident. The computer retrieved 700 articles on the subject. 42 picked one. Starting in 1979, Benwitz became convinced he was intercepting electronic communications from alien spacecraft in installations outside of Albuquerque. By the 1980s, he believed he had discovered an underground base near Dulce. This story spread rapidly within the UFO community, and by 1990, ufologist John Lear claimed he had independent confirmations of the base's existence. Political scientist Michael Barkin writes that Cold War underground missile installations in the area gave superficial plausibility to the rumors, making the Dulce Space story an attractive legend within ufology. According to Barkin, claims about experiments on abductees and firefights between aliens and the Delta Force place the Dulce legend well outside even the most far-fetched reports of secret underground bases. The following is an account by Phil Schneider back in 1954. Under the Eisenhower administration, the federal government decided to circumvent the Constitution of the United States and form a treaty with alien entities. It was called the 1954 Grady Treaty. which basically made the agreement that the aliens involved could take a few cows and test their implanting techniques on a few human beings, but that they had to give details about the people involved slowly. The aliens altered the bargain until they decided they wouldn't abide by it at all back in 1979. This was the reality, and the firefight at Dulles occurred quite by accident. I was involved in building an addition to the deep underground military base at Dulles, which is probably the deepest base. It goes down 7 levels and over 2.5 miles deep at that particular time. We had drilled 4 distinct holes in the desert, and we were going to link them together and blow out large sections at a time. My job was to go down the holes and check the rock samples, and then recommend the explosive to deal with a particular rock as I was headed down there. We found ourselves amidst a large cabin that was full of outer space aliens, otherwise known as large rays. I shot 2 of them at that time. There were 30 people down there. About 40 more came down after this got started, and all of them got killed. We had surprised a whole underground base of existing aliens. Later, we found out that they had been living on our planet for a long time, perhaps a million years. This could explain a lot of what is behind the theory of ancient astronauts. Anyway, I got shot in the chest with one of their weapons, which was a box on their body that blew a hole in me and gave me a nasty dose of cobalt radiation. I have had cancer because of that.